in case you wanted to talk about reality and the truth and the mind, you have to get fully in right relationship what the third dimension is, what the second dimension is, and what the first dimension is.
I just love this little baby.
So, very easy. And see, the mainstream suggestion about it is very unclear, and then it's also very much hijacked, and you're misled, particularly when they start drawing the three dimensions using a one-dimensional situation, such as a chalkboard and a pen and a pencil, and they try to draw you a box and say there's three dimensions there, and it never reaches up out of the second dimension, to tell you the truth, and it's really describing from the first dimension. So the third dimension is outer space. It's just a transparent between my hand and my nose. That's something that the narcissist doesn't really consider, that not only is that like there, and how potent it is beyond mind, way more potent than the mind. It is a solid stream. Time, it's the only solid stream, and they say that, well, like a stream of water. It's like when you're pouring oil, though, and the oil does not break. You can't even tell that it's running sometimes, right? Unless you put your finger in it or something, put the mind in it probably, and then it kind of disrupts. See, so that's the third dimension, which isn't anything, one thing at all. It's the space that contains any one thing. So if you get right with this relationship with reality, what it really is, which is God, it's a very potent space. It's outer space, the final frontier, where no narcissist dares to go. See, I'm giving you the juice right now, man. This is like 10 years of just, I've been beating around the bush, and it's just time to really just open the can of beans and spill it out. And so then the second dimension is the physical world. We have, like I said, there's your nose, your body, every floaty darn thing you can think of. Whew, it's just packed with. Of course, we are interested, can be. We can be curious about it and look into it forever. The truth. The second dimension is the truth. See, there's reality, and then there's the truth. Well, and all this um, is beyond the first dimension, which is the mind, which is, it's very much like just cartoon world, right? I mean, it's a film. You could say it's a film, but it's like a field. But I don't know. I like describing it as a piece of paper. The paper people, that they're hallucinating a life that's happening. Good for them. They can do that. See, if they don't have to log in to reality, let alone get into the feelings their bodies are involved with, just the whole encompassing experience. It's very complex, right? And so you could just as soon choose the mind and get locked up into illusion about that. Um, and so yeah, that's the first dimension is the mind orientation. People saying I am a, or my name is, or anything. Talking is first dimensional. It's it has nothing to do with reality, not really. I mean, it's in reality that we have talking, and the truth about it is that it's, first of all, it doesn't contain the truth, but the truth it has its own nature. So you see what I'm saying? And so that's the way the truth is. It's just the nature of the nature of it, the nature of nature. And it's interesting. We can. It's important to try to bring it up, right? And am I talking about talking now? Yeah, there is a way, literally, bring up your vowels. At least bring up your vowels into the third dimension, which is pointing at the non-physical. And then when you find birds and words, you're looking at the physical, the second dimension, which is very basic, really, because we're looking at biology and like like the way that it looks, or yeah, the appearance of when God is shuffling this shit around. There's the OU or the IOU or the UO, or or so then. But how about that cartoon language, the mind, where you don't even know what you're saying? It's all lowercase case, lowercase base waste, where there's just one capital letter at the top, and words are crammed together, and so a lot of like fundamental basic things are like want to go hocus pocus. That's how you do it, is you just cram things together, and you can do abracadabra now. It's bad enough that, see, the mind is susceptible to that, but now you're going to reverse your curse and start feeding it into the mind. Imagine that reality is already here. Isn't it a celebration when you start talking, instead of somebody talking and feeding you into something? You know what I mean? So there's that reversal, and if it's a mind there, it's definitely trying to reel things in. It's a realty, see, and it's also reeling things out. Not realty, it's REEL. Like it's starting to project, and it's trying to reel in. And it's a constant with that in order to stay alive, basically. And there's your narcissist right there. I mean, and it needs a backdrop of other minds. Which, when we talk about narcissism, we're talking about minds. And really, what the problem is that the southerly narcissist, which I've come up with the term southerly narcissist, which is the ones who they have just a poor sense of the mind there. They have a poor sense of so-called self, which isn't a mind at all. You see, the self, there's two selves. In scripture, you can see it. They capitalize the S when they're talking about reality. The I am. The one that's like, see, if you're here listening to this, it's the same for you as it is for me, that it's just the same nature. It's here now. See, you're going to have you're in the now all the time. See, when I'm filming this, I'm in the now, and when you're watching it, I'm still in the now. But see, I'm not the one on the screen there that you're watching. That's a very much, it's, you could say, it's kind of one-dimensional. It's interesting. It's the false light is one-dimensional reality. It's, like my cat can walk behind this. It's I think even if it was holographic, it's still one-dimensional, because it's a light that is, now you can even say it's posing as an image that looks three-dimensional. See, that's Antichrist. Only if it says, no, I am the truth, then it's Antichrist. Otherwise, that's not the truth. It's not even a reflection of reality. It's just, and it's a hologram. It's the truth of light, the fake light being here, and we can talk about that truth, how that it's very illusory, right? You can't poke it with a fork, right? It won't. It's not tangible. You can't pick it up with a fork and then stick it in a jar. It just, there's some laws here that we're not very capable of sticking any I mean, there's an exception to some rules here. Now, if you live in intention and you start projecting your thoughts and also more like your words, right? But no, your thoughts. See, this is where, when you become older and elder, this is when you become very powerful. See, this is where the word prayer comes in. But true prayer is only capable of aligning to, like, say, aligning from inner source to outer source, say, because they're the same. There's inner space and outer space, and they're the same quality in that it is God. And it's pretty much like, okay, so it's a space that it's an allowance, it's an availability to all creation of creation. And but see, it doesn't hold on to it. It's not attached, and it's not detached. In fact, it's the thing that embraces and contains all. And it might be necessary to have all of this appearance just to know that there is a creator going on, but that creator can't be seen. And so those floaty things, all those floaty things that we are celebrating, as far as the truth, is the truth. Yes, there's many truths, and those truths have truths. So you have to, like, you talk about peeling onions. That's kind of what you're doing when you're truth seeking, I think. Yes, peeling onions. You know, the word opinion. If I wasn't busy with my cat right now, I would pull out the sheet of paper here, but I'll put it in the title and emphasize the word onion there, because the truth doesn't care for your opinions. So you can have, see, there's some people that aren't really full of opinions, but see, the way that the whole society is reversed, they say that a person who's truth oriented and knows of the absolute and even the ultimate truth, they call them highly opinionated. No, and see, that's the mind defending itself against its own self, which is just an opinion, which, like I said, it's the truth doesn't care whether you agree with it or disagree with it. Like people, you know, it's strange after a while when you become as reality, just a human being, and you are orientated to truth. It's just a celebration now. So you know, you can say the sky is blue, and then but somebody, your friend over there, says, I agree. It's weird. It's baffling. It's like, what do you think? We can give a fuck if we disagree or agree or not? What is that? What just showed up? The ego did. The ego, and now it brings you into your ego, and you're like, no, somebody agrees. It's like, now I'm constituted by the first dimension, which is non-existential, basically. It's not even human. It's interesting. It's like a big be careful, because a lot can really see that projection system, reeling it in and projecting. See, it can become tainted with all kinds of, now I think of parasites, just an effect that some other influence can have. There's where a lot of the gurus, you know, we do talk, they talk about overriding your body and even Mother Nature. Say you don't override it, but what you mean is you're rising above it, and you say, this doesn't really have an effect on me because I have awareness. Awareness is the outer space. It's actually the inner and outer space meeting together, and it doesn't require a body to be here, believe it or not. It's not the body. It's having an experience of body. See, and so yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. It's going on kind of sunrise now at 6:06, and it's weird because, well, I hear an owl right now. Still, it's dark, and it's just we're heading into away from the zodiacal sign of Libra into Scorpio. And, it's just cruising right along. Now we're going to get into a Pluto-ruled sun. The sun will be ruled by Pluto just before it creates a square with it. Oh, I just love this cat. We need to learn to relax, but she's growing. See, she's growing and she's getting into her body. It's so cute to see the phases they're going through. She just wants to get comfortable in my lap and stay kind of asleep. She's very much a people person, right? She's a Gemini. And so, it's important to just notice that your cats and all of the animals really, I mean, it could be based in astrology, whether how their personality really is, to tell you the truth. And so I suspect she has a Jupiter in Gemini, if anything, and that's really just she talk about the spaghetti brain kind of feel. It's like she just turns into this flailing fucking energy, and it's like, okay, it's so funny. Anyway, thanks for listening to this. I posted another video with the more red shirts on that will go ahead of this, explaining some of my ordeal over the energy of the full moon. And thanks for liking and subscribing. My last video about the two versions of sheep. See, the one where you capitalize anywhere, anytime because you want to see birds in the word. To become human, see, you have to see. You see. And the word see is in sheep. See, that's the one type that is not sheep anymore. It's the one who sees. And then, just kidding. I just made this up.